understand your background, Ravens, all that. The Steelers.
I hate the Steelers.
Not your favorite team. You hate the Steelers.
Just put it right out there.
But
Take the gray out.
If we can be as objective as we can.
I'll try.
The names on the backs of the jerseys suggest this team should be much better than this. The Pittsburgh Steelers have not been a 14-point underdog since 1969.
Yeah.
And they've got Chase Claypool. They have Deontay Johnson. They have Pat Freiermuth. They have Najee Harris. They have Minka Fitzpatrick. Maybe they shouldn't be the best team in the NFL, but they shouldn't be the worst. Why do they look so bad?
Because they don't have a good offensive line. I think they reached for Kenny Pickett. I think they shouldn't have reached for Kenny Pickett in a year where we thought that everybody knew that this was going to be a reset year. Losing a great Hall of Fame quarterback is always a reset year. For them to think that they can get a quarterback at pick 20 and Mitch Trubisky was going to be their answer. So why they took a quarterback and not being able to be in position to take one of these quarterbacks this year? So where do you go if you're sitting there at fourth and Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, or one of those guys are there? You're going to sit there and go for Will Anderson. So sometimes it's about bad picks. And this is the first time, and it's rare for the Steelers, that bad pick in Kenny Pickett because they could have got an upgrade. Hell, Greeny, if I was 23 years old in college, I would have been the first overall pick. I mean, come on, the dude is a grown man right now, and this is probably much as close to his ceiling. He can get better, but he's close to what he's going to be because he was ready for the pros. And he's got a rude awakening coming because it's not all sunshine and roses, and we just need to, pay attention and detail. There's not enough detail in the world for them to beat Buffalo, in my opinion, this week. And I think the Steelers is in a tough position. It is tough to transition from a Hall of Fame quarterback like Ben Roethlisberger, and I don't think you find that at pick 20.
I get that, but here's the thing. The problem last year—
They don't have a good offensive line, and Najee Harris is not Saquon Barkley. I don't see special when I see him. You don't pick running backs that high and expect to have productivity.
Well, he was a first-round pick. I mean, Mike T, you watch them play, and we didn't— Ben Roethlisberger, he was part of the problem. All the respect in the world. First ballot Hall of Famer. You love Roethlisberger. But by the end, we thought that the quarterback position would be an upgrade into this season. It has been a disaster for the Steelers so far. Why?
Well, I agree with Bart. The offensive line has been a huge problem. But let's go to the other side of the ball. As Hembo reminded me, in week 1, T.J. Watt played. They had 7 sacks. Since then, in weeks 2, 3, and 4 total, guys, they have 3 sacks. So that's a really bad combination when you can't protect your quarterback and you can't rush the opposing team. And Grady, go back to your Zach Wilson drive of a lifetime last week. He played really well, but that was the Pittsburgh Steelers defense at home in the fourth quarter trying to protect the lead with crowd noise. It just isn't the same on either side of the ball. And for whatever reason, the sum of the parts are just not equaling the whole.
And so, Graz, it's interesting to see Tomlin making the move you can't unmake this early. Like, every sense I got, I felt like, was this is something he didn't want to do this quickly and now realized maybe he just had no choice.
Right. And it's interesting because, it feels like the right time to do it would have been 5 weeks ago to start the season or 4 weeks from now, because when you look at what they have coming up, right, we talk about they're playing Buffalo this week, then they play Tampa, then they play Miami, then they play Philadelphia. Good luck, kid, because you don't have an offensive line. The running game hasn't gotten going. To Tannenbaum's point, they're not sacking the quarterback, which they always do, by the way. Do you know that the Steelers have led the NFL in sacks as a team for 5 straight years? That is a part of who they are, and they're not doing it right now. So this is the peril of being this perpetual win-now team that doesn't acknowledge the existence of a rebuilding year, right? You draft a running back in the first round when it should be an offensive lineman. You draft a quarterback in the first round when it should be an offensive lineman. You don't want to have a losing season. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. That doesn't happen here. This is, it'll be Tomlin's best trick yet if he can keep that streak going.
I get it, and yet I kind of admire it. I mean, they keep trying to win, and I admire it, and it is work.
Until you're back to the Tommy Maddox era where you're searching for and you're trying to find Cordell Stewart, you're getting retreads because I don't think this kid in short order is going to be the long-term answer.
Well, he's going to get a chance to find out. And to your point, this is a tough start. Again, they haven't been a 14-point underdog since the year before they drafted Terry Bradshaw. That's how long it's been. Oh, by the way, I'll be back here tonight. Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.